Hey guys, welcome in. I'm going to be doing a bit of a checkup just to see what it is you guys could be going through because whatever it is that your guides want to talk to you about in this now moment, you actually are really protected right now. Can I just phrase it like that? You're in this, it feels like this protective bubble that's surrounding you at this time. And I think a few of you are struggling because when you're in this type of protection, there's this, it's almost like the womb, a feminine energy, and it can put you into this headspace thinking that you need to do something. But there's something you're being asked to embrace at this time. Maybe it's time to rest. Because if something feels as though you're being blocked or as though things aren't moving forward, this may have nothing to do with you and everything to do with the energies around you trying to contain you so that you can do a little bit of inner work without having to worry about all the responsibilities around you. And before I go to cut, like this is that passionate energy. I want to do something. I have been resting. I want to move forward. I want to do something about it, but you're not quite in balance yet. So at the base over here, we do the card of abundance underneath there. Death. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get some cards here at the top before I jump in. So got pain, sweetness. It's not that sadomasochistic, thankfully. We also have faith, intuition, ghost. I really get the sense that whoever this is going to be for today, you're really being, like, I don't want to say you're being tested as though some maniacal little creature is trying to taunt you or anything like that. That's an old program based on some past abuse, some past trauma that still needs to be healed and still needs to fade away. But there are good things in coming for you. Like, I see this right here. There's some good things becoming available to you. And here's the thing, you know, this is the case. There's still a little bit of a struggle going on between the old life and the new life. And more than likely, you're entering a state of consciousness where you're always stuck feeling as though you're in the in between. Don't panic. You're supposed to be feeling this way. The in between isn't about needing to do something, it's about learning how to trust the process that you're in right now. You're really being asked to have a lot of faith at this time because your intuition still needs to heal. All of this past pain that you have struggled with has really clouded your judgment because the card of ghost wants to let you know something from your past will be cropping up, but it's going to be cropped up so that it can be released. So, if this sounds like your situation, you are more than welcome to stick around. If we haven't met yet, my name is High Priestess Berries, psychic, medium, and divine channeler, hoping to bring you a message. Now, always remember, my messages are candid, unscripted, but they're also timeless. So please tap into your instincts, listen to your intuition. If there is anything that I talk about that doesn't make any sense, totally fine. Do not worry about it. This message may not be for you, but if it does resonate, please let me know by liking and sharing your experiences in the comments below. Wow. So I'm going to grab the Animal Orion Tarot and I want to have a look at what the fuck. Like, what the fuck do you think is going on? What the fuck is actually going on? Being able to see your current circumstances from the higher perspective. We'll also figure out, hmm, what it is what it is, wow, that you can release and where it is that you can actually focus your energy because something's trying to reveal itself to you through your intuition. It's the internal confirmation. So before I go to cut, card of death, that has a lot to do with this ghost energy going through a rapid transformation because you are magnetizing abundance. I see it right here. but along with this card of death, and I will say there is some success when it comes to how you want to manage your emotions, but something from your past needs to crop back up, not to haunt you, but for you to face it and just realize how you have changed. Whatever this is, we'll find out in a second. This could be a person, this could be a situation, but they need to show up again. Because I think your guides are just trying to give you what it is you wanted. Like, have you been looking for closure on a situation? Have you been, in some ways, it's like someone in here is trying to find permission to know it's okay to let go of somebody, even though they are probably one of the worst human beings you ever encountered in this incarnation. But there's something about this coming back up to the surface. So let me go ahead and cut. Let's pull some cards here so that we can get some specific guidance. Now, these readings are general, so if you need something a little bit more specific to your situation, I do provide tarot readings and I do one-on-ones as well. You can check out the description below if any of those things interest you. But it is interesting that we do have the moon. A lot of this stuff is being done internally. Because remember, I was saying, you got this bubble around you. And this is supposed to be a space of safety. But if you are still accustomed to feeling comfortable knowing I have all the money, or I have all of the friends, or I have all of the widgets available to me to make me feel comfortable, you're going to feel a little bit extra squirrely in this particular energy. And there's a lot of healing within here. Like we have sprigs of belladonna on this particular card where this, follow the white rabbit. But belladonna is also a remedy for fever. It's used to help cool down the body when it's really amped up and hyped up. You're going from a habit of being hyperactive into productivity, and this hyperactivity doesn't really produce results. Hyperactivity is just moving for movement's sake, which, a lot of us are ADHD. The struggle is real, but there's a real ask for you to teach your body how to live in calm, how to take those few minutes to rest and have some me time, meditation time. In some ways, trying to put yourself in pockets of lack of stimulation because you're being forced to do this one way or the other. And the universe is going to be happy if you're willing to pour in a little bit of effort to help it out. So, what the fuck do you think is going on? Temperance, which is good. Consciously, you know that you are going through a bit of a healing process. Like there's a lot of water in this particular card, very Cancerian. Regardless if you have Cancer in your chart or not, Jupiter is in Cancer at the time of this reading. And the way that we're going to be expanding our understanding is going to be through self-care, being able to nurture ourselves before we start nurturing others and actually having a greater, healthier prioritization when it comes to being there for our loved ones. Because I think you want to be there for your loved ones, but I don't think you've completely known what love truly is. And a lot of people who get caught up in loving dynamics, the relationship becomes possessive or competitive. And when the breakup happens, people get angry. The emotions get flared up. But that was never love in the first place. If there's one thing I have been learning, they say love and hate is the same frequency. But if you're in love with somebody and things go sideways and it becomes hatred, it was never love in the first place. It was pride. It was ego. There's a bit of an ego trip that you have been heavily invested in with another person. And your guides just want you to understand that this wasn't love in the first place. This was just a one big, huge pain in your ass and trying to put you back on the path where you stop justifying people's bad behaviors. What the fuck is actually going on? King of Pentacles. Like, this is your firm foundation. You are working towards creating a solid foundation. not just physically. Yes. The bull in this particular card and the king of pentacles is the one that has mastery over mind and matter. The intangible and the tangible, the theoretical and the practical, the non-existent to the existence. Are you getting my drift now? Like, that has a lot to do with temperance, of balancing out what is known versus unknown. You are on the right path. It is okay to question yourself, but you're being asked to question the pain, not question the good things that are incoming. There are good things incoming, and being able to exercise a lot of faith at this time is going to be absolutely critical. What can you release? Four of Pentacles. This is interesting. I'm hearing stop holding back, but I want to know, holding back what? Like, what is it that you could be holding back? So I'm going to grab a Three of Swords. Okay, holding back. Mm, this almost feels helpless, defensive. You've been guarded. Your hurt has been really guarded. And for those of you who are a part of my Patreon community, we have been going through a heart activation series in order to help weave together what love truly is supposed to be. Love is a sense of safety. Love, it's supposed to have continuity. In a lot of ways, love shouldn't change yourself, and it shouldn't force somebody else to change. Even biblically, love is patient, love is kind, and is steadfast. And this activation series that we've been going through on Patreon is designed to help you, put you back into a sense of self-love and being okay with self-adoration. There is a new soulmate incoming. Like, I haven't pulled a reading on it lately, mostly because there hasn't been a need to check in on this person, because we need to still focus on you. You need to be the priority at this time. And I think a few of you are still snippy. Can I put it that way? Snippy, reactive. And it's only because you have people that are trying to get your attention, and you're still learning how to work with your boundaries, know that it's okay. You don't need to entertain certain things, feeling okay when you're done with the conversation, that you could just walk away. We got the double. Like, this is that obsession. And in some ways, wanting to continuously re-engage with something over and over and over again, even if it's not good for you. Like, engaging in that stupid argument in the comment wars, or maybe a neighbor that's constantly trying to get your attention on something that you're okay with. How do I phrase this? Like a neighbor that's constantly complaining with what's going on in the area, but you found peace with it, and it's that irritation of, "Okay, that's great. I'm not your proverbial punching bag." It's knowing that when people show up in this energy, or if you notice you are engaging with this energy, that you can just recognize it and let it go. But something feels a little bit, it's like you're putting gasoline in a pre-existing fire, hoping that's going to in some way scare away the people who are annoying you. Like, you're being a little bit counterproductive, and that's totally okay. What do we have here? We got Seven of Pentacles. Oh, okay, that's why I'm seeing this whole, like, can we just put fuel in the fire? Because there's a real need just to want to get over this phase of your life. What else do we have? Yeah, Father of Swords. You won't get over it until you have clarity on it. Like, what's underneath? Okay, yeah, we got the card of generosity. Got the Chariot, as well as an Ace of Cups underneath here. You won't, like, that's what I keep getting. That's the repeat message. You're not going to be able to overcome this pain until you sit in it and understand it. And all from your own perspective. Let's dive a little bit deeper before we get into some hardcore advice. That's an interesting way of phrasing it. What can you focus on? Ace of Wands. Starting with one simple thing. I think a few of you guys have been so accustomed to running yourselves ragged, performing for other people. This because this card is it's quite sexual, you know, performing in bed or having to perform in a relationship. And if this is family, okay, I have to show up for the dinner, I have to show up for the holidays. Well, it is a weird occasion. I probably should show up for them. And again, there's nothing wrong with showing up for other people, but what's the point of showing up if you feel drained? You have nothing to offer yourself. So why are you offering yourself to other people? So we got the Ace of Wands here. Okay. Whoa. Bing! So we do have the Page of Cups, and the Devil came back the very next day. Um, yeah, this person, the situation, and this could just be, if this isn't a specific person coming back, it's kind of an archetype. It's kind of like you come across someone, it's like, wow, I've smelled this odor of player before, or I've smelled this odor of a liar. Oh, you're one of those. It can be as simple as that, because a few of you have gotten away from very like dangerous relationships. Like, if there was someone that, you had a dangerous relationship and you got yourself out of it, first of all, good for you. You still need to resolve the karma. And sometimes the universe is going to send somebody else, kind of like, sort of a lower intensity, somebody who's not quite as far gone. And this could be a stranger, a friend that just sort of passes you by, but you're being gifted the opportunity. And it's going to be so important at this time to really listen to your intuition, because if you're non-reactive, you pass the test. It's as simple as that. It's like your lack of reaction. In many ways, how do you put on your resting bitch face? And that's really difficult for any of you who struggle with fawning trauma, because the fawning trauma, people pleasing, you walk around like this all the time. You're like, yeah, okay, cool. Let's just do the thing. People think you're bright, jubilant, optimistic. And maybe that's true, but you sort of over exaggerate it when you're a people pleasing person. That so many folks out there have confused your trauma for being your personality, and you haven't gotten to know yourself, at least not quite yet. We do have Three of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Yeah, it feels like there's this opportunity that's incoming, and you really need to listen to it for what it is. You're going to be approached by somebody. They're going to offer you a wild ass deal. Like, whether if this is, oh, this could actually be a fun, like, one night stand, or this could be, maybe it could be a cool job opportunity. Maybe this is a really cool chance for me to elevate my career or finally get some footing into a personal dream of mine. You're being gifted many opportunities, but there's one in here you're being asked to really tap into and try to determine, does this add to my pain or does this add to my pleasure? There's this nasty notion that humanity has struggled with for centuries, thinking that being pious and spiritual means that you constantly have to be in a sense of self-sacrifice. I frame it this way. If it's not for you and if it's karmic, get away from it. You can sacrifice it. But being happy is a privilege you're being asked to access. That's how you transcend fourth dimensional consciousness. That's how you access true unconditional love and joy, is when you sacrifice things that are lowering your vibration, making you feel competitive, stuff that makes you just super fucking angry because it hurts your ego. And in some ways, putting yourself into a victim mentality. None of those things equate your happiness. All of those things I just labeled off, they equate your sense of survival. If you're resonating with this, you want to get out of survival mode. And even right now, you're being asked to have a little bit of an appreciation for where you are at. even if there is still pain, even if you still have to face this, this little ghost, it feels comical, but it still needs to be faced. In a lot of ways, when you notice how your body doesn't react to a situation, oh, that's gold. That is absolute golden. What is going to be revealed as a result of all of this? I like that. We got 10 of Swords in the reverse. This betrayal, this backstabbing, this constant craving to prove yourself. This is coming to an end. And this is just to confirm that you can have faith that even if things aren't happening right now, or you feel like you don't have access to everything that you want at this time, it's not this, it's not the divine parent getting off by being withholding. Because if you think that, you need to focus on healing that wound, thinking that you've had parents that have gotten off by being withholding. Because in some cases, you guys have, or it's even not even parents that are doing it for sadistic pleasure. Like, a lot of us don't even realize that we have intergenerational war wounding. Um, and if we have grandparents or great grandparents that had to survive during wartime, it creates these subconscious habits of survival. It is interesting that I'm getting the grandparent, great grandparent war wound right now. Huh. Tell me about this 10 of Swords then, especially now that it's in the reverse. Eh. 9 of Cups. Back then, your ancestors, they had to make do with what was there. They had limited access to resources, or they at least believed they had limited access to resources. You are not your grandparents, you are not your ancestors, and many of you are currently being surrounded by the ancestors to let you know that you can access better. Like your past generations, they weren't permitted to be happy. But just because they went through that, it doesn't mean you need to. You're a curse breaker. And part of the breaking of many curses is to find happiness, because when you're happy, you don't result, you don't give into drugs. You don't give into alcoholism. You don't give into karmic relationships that are only designed to benefit from a money and survival standpoint. That's what the curse breaker is supposed to be. That is proof that you are indeed a chosen one. I love this. We have Ace of Swords because a 10 reduces down to a 1. You're getting so much clarity from the quiet, and it's giving you a huge sense of balance. Wow. Okay. So can I get one final message? I'm going to grab the animal guides. Um, what is it that my friend over here can really embody to feel okay with the rest, to feel comfortable knowing that if we can learn how to rest despite our restlessness, to relax our body, to relax our mind, how can they achieve this? Make your dreams real. Sometimes doing nothing is exactly what it is you're supposed to do. You've been doing so much work here, you've actually been ahead of the game. If you felt as though you've been alone, it's because you've stepped forward into a timeline and you haven't quite met all the friends who are going to be able to step in and help you realize your dreams. Just continue to heal from this pain. Have healthy conversations with your unconscious mind. Take some time on a daily basis to recognize how it is that you're truly feeling deep down inside. No longer suppressing how it is we really feel. You're learning how to have a better relationship with your soul. And all of this is about you being able to make your dreams a reality. Because when you are balanced out and you feel integrated, you know the people that you can team up with. You know that you can ask for help in certain circumstances. You can tell if someone is bullshitting you, and you can ask for what you want so that you can work through it. This isn't about being entrenched in karma. This is about you achieving your dreams. I'm just saying. Wow. Well, whoever you guys are, damn, I sincerely hope that this helped. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you found this helpful, please let me know. Toss me a comment below. Otherwise, when I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.